Marcilla and Leonard and Fleming are live in Richmond right now, covering what's at stake for residents all across Virginia. Now we start in Richmond with Max. He's covering the Virginia Democrats and their watch party tonight. Max, good evening. Certainly a lot going on.
Good evening, Chris, and happy Election Day to you. There is a lot going on and a lot at stake in this election. Virginia Democrats have rallied behind some national figures and rallied around a message mainly centered around abortion rights and what they say can happen if Virginia Republicans win a trifecta, of course, with Governor Glenn Youngkin leading the Commonwealth. This has been an election with a few really competitive races, including some in Northern Virginia, but also some in the Richmond area and in the Virginia Beach area. And very likely the winners of those races will determine who holds the Senate, who holds the House, and if Democrats can hold on to at least one of those chambers, they will effectively be able to stop a lot of Governor Glenn Youngkin's agenda and some of the priorities he wants to get through. You mentioned the abortion topic, which is a huge issue in this election. We've also heard a lot about education and safety. Those are issues that the governor spoke about at his rally last night, multiple rallies in Northern Virginia. He's trying to get back to that messaging that helped him win the governorship back in 2021, but Democrats are looking to build on the momentum they had in 2022 when they won some of the congressional races in competitive Virginia districts. We'll have more from Richmond throughout the night, including tracking the balance of power and what it means for the future of Virginia. Reporting live in Richmond, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
All right, Max, we'll be checking with you all night long here in DC News Now. Max, thank you. Now we'll go to our political and government reporter, Leonard and Fleming. Leonard is also live in Richmond tonight, tracking what the race means for Republicans. And Leonard, interestingly, no watch party planned for Republicans tonight.
As of right now, Chris, that is the plan. But look, we just finished up with a brief gaggle with Governor Youngkin, and he talked about giving his party the license to lead. That's what he asked about. He asked voters to consider tonight. He talked about hope and lower taxes, and he called Democrats' position on abortion extreme. He said his partial birth abortion issue is one that is important, and Virginians will rally behind that, and that Democrats are out of touch with that. He also talked about really what's at stake. He wants partners in Richmond that can lead with him and push through his agenda, and that's something that he feels is very important. And look, as you mentioned earlier, Chris, there are many seats at stake here, 40 seats in the Senate where Democrats control the Senate, and there are 100 seats in the House where Republicans control the House of Delegates. So Youngkin would like to flip the Senate to his party and have an agenda that he can push through. Reporting in Henrico County, Leonard and Fleming, DC News Now, back to you.
All right, so much going on and such a pivotal and important election tonight. Our election coverage begins in just 1 hour at 7 o'clock. We start our full coverage as the polls close and votes for multiple races in Virginia's general elections get counted. We're watching Maryland races and referendums as well tonight. You can find live updates both on air and also on our website at dcnewsnow.com.